What's up everyone, Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd. I'll jump into my trade review for Thursday, May 18th, 2023. So today was a really bullish day, especially on NQ, the NASDAQ. And I didn't have a chance to post my morning prep video. The last couple of days, I've just been a little bit rushed into my morning prep, which I'm going to try to tune up in the next couple of days because I do miss the opening a little bit because I'm still preparing. Just something for me to clean up. Overall, it was a pretty flat day. It was a small green day. I didn't play with minis today. I'm not sure why. I got too much into my head today, and there was one great play that had I taken it on the minis, I would have, had not a lot of reason to trade after, but mostly played with the micros, had a pretty decent first half of the day and then gave some back later in the day, but still ended up a little bit green. Kind of a non-event day, but given what I was scouting, I was scouting a really good play, but I was in a meeting and I wasn't able to take it. And overall, I feel like my TA is improving. I'm just, I got to pick my spots a bit better during the day and tune up my morning prep so I have a bit more time to do my preparation to get more into the flow of the morning. With that said, I'll jump into what I was looking at on the morning. On NQ, I was looking at these hourlies here. We had this 419 range and this range from April 28th through May 2nd. This is ES, my bad. This is what I was looking at on ES. So I had that range there that I was looking at and this 419 range. So we held this 419 range, rejected from the value area high of this range here. I have to draw up the date, which I think I'll do now just really quickly. So this is April 28th, 23 to May 2nd, 23. Okay, cool. So that's what I was looking at on ES. On the morning, we were just kind of like in this area. So I didn't know if buyers were going to take off first thing or if we'd head down to the value area high of this 5823 range, but we didn't find acceptance below it and headed back above it. And on the daily for ES, I was looking at this POC here, and actually now I can draw it in just because I had a couple overlapping ranges here, but on ES, it was the value area high of this 21217 range right here. And so once we got above the POC, that was kind of the next target. We did get up there and we're a bit above it in the overnight session. We'll see how it looks. If we keep going up higher, I'm going to have to get some other ranges back here, which I think I'll do either tonight or tomorrow morning. That was ES. That's what I was looking at. On NQ, we did have some hourlies here. We had this on the morning. On the morning, we were testing the value area high of this 8389 range, and we held it and just took off from there. We got to the POC of this 817, 818 range from way back here. I just drew up this little range here, and essentially, we didn't find much acceptance above the POC, pulled back, but then we couldn't get to to this range here, the value area high of this 819 range, and we just got above it and kind of broke through this entire range. So on the daily, what that looked like, I was looking at the value area high here. I did get a play from here to here, which I'll go over in a second, but we just, kind of bulldozed through there. And on NQ, I'm going to have to get some other references. And I think I'm going to be using this reference right here. So I'll go ahead and mark it up. And this is from 11 to 21. So let's go ahead and mark that up from last year. And I'll just add that in there. So it's from 811 through 821, or 411.22 to 421.22. All right, so let's see how we're doing with that range. So buyers should be looking for this. We do have some sideways here. I might add that in as well. I'm not going to spend too much time with it, but I'll revise this here because now we're entering into some, upper territory in here, and I'm going to have to add some hourlies as well. But yeah, buyers are looking great. So yeah, that's what I was looking at on the morning. ES and NQ, let me bring up my morning rundown. We were within yesterday's range in value, so it didn't have a lot of clarity yet on the morning. So we opened, right here. So we opened in this area, and we got to the value area high. So yeah, we were in yesterday's range in value, but bulls just took off from the get-go and had a really strong morning on ES and NQ. Let's see here. Yeah, NQ, we did open within. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, we opened right here. We were within yesterday's range in value, and we just held the open. Yeah, right from the get-go, held the open, and it was a high confidence morning, and bulls just, took over from there. So yeah, that's what I was looking at. So I'll go ahead and kind of dive into, the plays that I took. So I was looking at the 5 second on NQ, and so many kind of good ranges today on NQ. Let's see here, NQ. Yeah, we opened right away, got to the value area high, and broke through the value area high, RTH high, got to the overnight high, and then just kind of kept going from there. But I kind of missed most of the morning because I was still preparing and drawing up some ranges from yesterday. But my first play, I saw we had this sideways range here on NQ. So at this point, let's see. Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking we could, just because the bulls had such a strong morning, we could be trying to get to the daily value area high here at 13,752 ish, 13,753, because we were above it. At that point we got above it, and we got above the value area low of this 819 range. So I was looking for a long play there with some upper targets, and just entered a little bit too late on this. And so, we had the sideways range, got above it, pulled back below it, then got back above it, and I saw we were holding the value area high, and I almost got risk-free. I was almost like I was 1 point off from getting risk-free, and then I just got a full stop here on the micros. This was 4 contracts on the micros, and just got a full stop, risking 5 points. But yeah, it was a little unfortunate because I almost got risk-free, and had I given a little bit more wiggle room, that's the thing with these low-risk plays. Like, sometimes I get stopped out, like, with almost at the low, and so it's just picking my spots better, like getting better trade location so that I don't put myself in these positions. Like, once we cracked the POC, I could have marketed in and then gotten risk-free. That could have been a better play. Like, that's a kind of a off the hip kind of play. Like, couldn't find acceptance below the value area low of this range, enter here, and I'll just draw out this range because I think it played out really well. But yeah, after that we just held the POC, and honestly I could have like moved my stop at to the value area low, because if we hold the POC we're still good. So yeah, got stopped out here, but then I saw we had another kind of sideways range developing value, and I'm gonna get in the habit of drawing my ranges out more, because sometimes I just visualize it with the price line moving, and I match it up with the POC here. But at this point I just saw developing value again, drew out the range, and entered in at the lower end of developing value, which was the POC essentially. Got risk free here, sold another contract up here, and the reason I sold up there was because we were at the the value area high of this 819 range. So I sold another contract there. It was around roughly 8716. Yeah, which was pretty much like the value area high or close to the value area high of this 819 hourly range. So yeah, chopped one there, and then I left one last contract to get to the value area high of the daily, which was at around 13,753, and I cut it at 13, close to 13,740. And yeah, I was 5 points away from that, this 13,753 range, but it was close enough. And just looking at those plays, like those were some good exits, because I exited one contract here, we got pullback, exited a contract up here, and we got pullback. So happy with my targets and exits. So this was a really nice play, probably my best play of the day. And I played with micros, didn't play with minis. And had I played with micros, it would have been a really big trade. But it would have only been 2 contracts on the micros, so I probably would have maybe chopped the second contract here. I don't know if I would have let it ride to here. But yeah, that's the thing with micros, or with minis. Like, once you see the gains on it, like, you're less. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to get better with that too. Like, if I'm risk free and I have like a upper target, maybe letting it get to that upper target. So yeah, just gonna look at that and kind of work on that. But after that, I was up on the day and just had a lot of like break even trades after this and a few losses. And I did play ES as well. So here I did, this was a short, I believe. Let me just double check. Actually, let me jump into ES, because I took a few ES trades looking for a short. And essentially, the reason I was looking for this ES short here is because, we were at the value area high of this hourly 428.52 range. And another reason is because ES I felt was the weaker sector, because XLV was kind of like, was pretty weak. NQ just off the gate was strong, but XLV and XLF weren't that strong. So I thought ES was the weaker sector. And the way I played this was looking at that hourly range on ES. So it was up here. And also at this time, it was 937. So if we go back here, 937 was right here. And so the way I played this was, I said, if we had the sideways range here, and NQ I think was at the value area low here of this range. So I said, if we got the pullback here, and then we got the back test, and I said, if this range holds and we get down to this range, I want to be in ES for the short. And it was a great play. Like, it would have worked out beautifully. But I got stopped out right to the tick. I entered a little bit too early at 9:36, and then my stop was 2 points away, and I got stopped out right at the top here. And then we got the move going. But I did take kind of a full loss here prior to that move getting going. On NQ, I could have easily played here. But again, I'm trying to play the weaker sector bearish. And let me grab a drink here. I'm trying to play the the weaker sector bearish. So I entered short here on ES once I saw this was 9:36, NQ at 9. I just entered too early because NQ got the back test here, but we did have one more lower high here. It would have been like a 1 minute lower high. So I could have been, I think, a bit more patient there to enter up here and then use the high as my stop to then get the trade. But once I saw we were getting the pullback, and this was when I saw NQ was rejecting from here, that's when I decided to enter, because I thought it was a good thesis. So I entered short here, got risk-free here, sold another contract here, and just another contract here on the micros. So overall, I did make back that loss on ES, and made it back and then some. So that was a good play. And then I took a little bit of a loss here. I went short here for like a 1 minute lower high, and this was at 9:49. And I think, yeah, I just saw that NQ could reject again. And so I entered ES again. And it would have worked out. I could have got risk free down here, but I just like sold quickly. Didn't have a lot of conviction, and I think I might have been close to starting work. So sold quickly, and then I got stopped out here. It was a small loss because I did de-risk here, and it was only 2 contracts, so it was a very small loss. And those were my ES plays, essentially just looking at NQ, looking at levels on NQ, and deciding to play ES short because I felt ES was kind of the weaker sector. If we look at the ratio charts, yeah, NQ was a lot stronger. Or ES was the weaker indices because XLF and XLV weren't as strong as NQ. All right, so then after that, so that was, yeah, it ended up being kind of a small net win on ES with those trades. But then on NQ, I just took a couple of break evens and a few losses that I ended up giving back a few points on the day. So this one was a break even trade. I was looking, this was at 10:15. I was looking short here on NQ. And the reason being, let's see, yeah, we were at the POC of this this 817, this 817, 818 range, and we just ended up, yeah, I thought we could pull back to the value area low here. So my target was looking for 13,796. So from 13,818 to 13,796, just looking to grab about 20 points. And yeah, it didn't quite happen that way. So entered short here. I think I had a little range drawn out here initially, and it was around the POC. So let me see. Yeah, it was around the POC. I entered short, got risk free down here. So entered here, got risk free, and then got stopped out here with the short. And again, oh, here I tried going long after I saw buyers proving it a bit more. So we got this big bounce, pulled back, oscillated around here, and I decided to play off the value area high of this entire range. And at this point, yeah, thinking we're going to hold this POC now as support. But yeah, entered here, got risk free here, and then got stopped out here. And then here, this was 1106. This was short. So yeah, this was weird. I think I took a small loss. No, it was break even. It was a break even trade. Yeah, it was break even. So I entered short here, got risk free here, and then got stopped out here. So this was kind of, yeah, break even trade. And I'm only using 2 contracts here for all the rest of these plays. I don't know why. Yeah, I gotta figure out my sizing, because I'll use really small size, and I think it's just because like I was in the middle of work and I didn't want to put on a lot of risk. So yeah, a lot of 3 break even trades, break even, break even, break even. I did end up taking a loss here because I went long at 11:20. This was a weird loss actually, because I put on 10 points of risk instead of 5. So I thought we got this bounce, and I thought we were going to hold the value area high of this small range that held as resistance. So I thought we would hold that value area high. And I should have gave the market a bit more time to digest this move down, but entered a bit early here. And I think it was the value close to the value area low of this 817. What is it? 817, 818 range. So I thought we might hold the value area low here. And if we look at the 1 minute, the 1 minute is a bit clearer. Yeah, so right here. Yeah, I thought we would hold, kind of not find acceptance under this value area low. But yeah, so I entered here, put on 10 points of risk, and got stopped out. And then I entered long again here once we got below this range and then got above the value area high. I entered long here, got risk free here, and then got stopped out here. Yep. Oh no, this was a loss because I put on 10 points of risk. Yeah, so didn't have great management here. It was only 2 contracts, but yeah, I sold 5 points in, but it was a 10-point risk. So took a small loss there. Yeah, and just little paper cuts that cut into my P&L from the morning. And then I think this was my last trade. Yeah, just thinking that we wouldn't find acceptance under the value area low here of this range. So I actually went short here. Yeah, I went short. Why did I go short? Yeah, I went short because at this point I'm thinking we're not finding acceptance back into this range, and we could head back down to the value area high here. So I wanted to go short just in case that would happen and sellers took over. So I went short here, got risk free down here. In this case, I just put on 5 points of risk, and I got stopped out here. So it was actually a small win because I cut it before 5 points risk, I think. So got a little win here, and then probably just paid for commissions. So yeah, these paper cuts, this loss here, and some of the mismanagement of some of these trades ended up giving back some profits, and I did take a full loss on ES on here, and then didn't manage this trade that well, so took a little bit of a loss there. Overall, ended up with like 10 NQ points when I had close to 50 on the morning. And 50, like on the minis, 50 points would be like, I wouldn't need to trade after that. So overall, though, still liking my learning and observations. I feel like I'm really finding a system and an edge with watching these ranges and, the ranges on the hourlies and the daily. And just liking my progress. And so however long it takes for me to get into profitability at this point, I'm A-okay with it because I'm finding a system. I'm finding something that's working for me and that I can kind of lean on a bit, and that I feel through the bad times and good times, it'll carry me through this learning phase and development phase. So yeah, definitely like my progress. Just got to work on my sizing and when I want to go aggressive, maybe with the minis, and look at all that. So yeah, and tune up my mornings to make sure I have ample time for my morning prep. The one trade that there were so many good trades after, but I was in a meeting at work. Like this trade here, we couldn't find acceptance under this value area low, popped back above it and got above the value area low here. And at this point, let me see here. Yeah, at this point, we're above the value area high of this 8.3, 8.11.22 range. And then we had I had some really nice kind of like 5-second ranges that I could have played off of. So we had this 5-second range here. And probably like if I draw up this entire range here, I don't know why I'm always rushing through my trade reviews. I don't need to really rush. But yeah, it was pretty much the POC of this really, really nice range here. And it was the value area high of this little range here. So, once we couldn't find acceptance below this range, popped above this little range here, and then held it as a back test, I think that would have been a good play. Very low risk, right? My stop would have been on the other side of that range, or even probably like closer to the value area low of this range. And yeah, we held the POC here. And after that, we just got a really nice bounce from the rest of the day. From here, 13, I'm going to say 787. From 787 to even up here, 787, that's 100 points from here to here. So yeah, just a really, strong day for the buyers. And just going to continue, learning with the ranges and drawing out the ranges and trying to pick my spots a bit better. It's kind of, just picking my spots essentially. And I'm finding that patience does pay with these ranges. Like the more patience I have for one side to not convincingly prove it, right? Like at this point, sellers do have momentum, but they can't get below this little range. We get back above it, get a nice move, and then buyers start to prove it from there. Even to get plays here off developing value here of this range, which coincides with the value area low of this range, like entering at the value area low to see if we get another leg up. That would have been a nice play as well. But yeah, just growing, learning, watching, observing, and developing as a trader. This is definitely going to be, like, for me, like my full-time gig at some point. I'm confident in that because I'm putting in the hours, I'm putting in the effort, and I will have growth throughout this whole process, but I'm willing to go through it. So yeah, that's my trade review for today. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Buyers are looking really good. XLF and XLV, let's look at it on the daily. Getting a nice bounce going. And XLV, nice lower wick. See if we can get a bounce going there. IWM, nice bounce. Yeah, a lot of sectors were bouncing. SMH, woof. That's looking good for SMH. If we look at tech on the daily, Apple looks great. Amazon, wow. Netflix, whoa. Google, yeah. Google, I was thinking Google would be strong today because I watched a tech video, MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee. He did a tech video on Google and Google's AI and kind of like, simulated like meetings or something. But tech in general was just looking good. Microsoft, wow. Meta, wow. Tesla, yeah. Yeah, so tech, NVDA, oh my God, that's wild. $15 from the, no, like $10 from the low. More than 10, 13, woof. That is, that's wild. Buyers are looking good. We shall see. I don't know. Yeah, it looked like there were new buyers today. Let's look at sorry, I'm spending a lot of time on this trade review. Yeah, that's a lot of volume. SPY. Yeah, potential for new buyers to be in the market at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. We shall see, one day at a time. But, sellers are not proving too much at this point. All right, so that's my trade review for today. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Definitely we'll do my morning prep video tomorrow morning and post that. But, yeah, thanks, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you in the next trade review. Thank you.